All right, we are back. We are back with another update. It has been, he says, absolutely unprepared for what he is going to do.
That's how authentic this is. No script.
There you go. So we are about 2 weeks removed from the last update. Last update was on May 6th. We have some news. Finally, if you know what happened from the last update, TLDW, our lease was being nixed. We were being asked to move. Not being evicted, just we were on a month-to-month lease. They were just not continuing the month-to-month part of the lease due to some issues I've had. That it's a long story. I covered it in the other video, so if you have not watched it, please go do watch that. So we were faced with we need to find somewhere to live now. We had been looking with very very little success. By little I mean none. For months we've been looking for months and months and months. So we kind of said to ourselves, okay, we're being funneled into settling for something that we don't want by time, budget, and a ridiculously awful housing market. So we kind of decided we just need to find something. So I expanded my search. And it's not just like, oh, I'll check real quick online today. No, it's like I will have a separate window open with like 4 or 5 tabs open that I check repeatedly as the night goes on, as I obsess over this whole situation. And you can attest to how
Yes.
it has been for me. So I just thought, okay, we'll rent somewhere. We didn't want to. I really didn't want to. But
We don't have much of a choice at this
yeah,
time.
and my one caveat was it had to be a house. I can't deal with living in a duplex or a triplex or
Anything plex.
a complex, which is what our life has been lately. uh so I want a house, but we also have a certain budget. And houses are going for a ridiculous amount right now for rent and for sale too. So we expanded our search to that and stumbled upon one that was something. So, long story short, which is too late for that, right? I ramble on and on and on. We have found a place. We have somewhere to live. We wanted to wait to make the video until it was absolutely like official. This has been a long, long time coming. This isn't just like, it's been really rough. So yeah, we have a place. We signed the lease yesterday. It's a rental, but it's a house.
And it's a house that we can be alone in.
Yeah. Like one of the reasons like I never settled down for like to buy a house or to live something like that is because I don't want to live here. I don't want to live in this state. I don't want to live in this country. You all know that. If you've watched long enough, you know neither one of us want to live here. And so renting for another year gives us a chance to keep looking, to explore our options, gives us a chance to see if the housing market settles the hell down. Holy crap. So as some of you have seen, a few of you have complained about, the work output has been very minimal. I've been doing what I can to get stuff out to you on a consistent basis. We just happen to luck into minisodes as the crap hit the fan. If anyone has like stress and anxiety issues and panic issues and stuff like that, and your livelihood is being, tested, and you have 18 months of just constant stress, all the stuff from the neighbors to all the stuff we dealt with to trying to find somewhere to live, and at first being settled on a house, we wanted our own house. Mortgage was the rent kind of thing. And then abandoning that for, okay, rather than settle, let's just go with what we can get with whatever time for. I still have yet to hear back from the property managers, so they could write me in a week. We can have it like, okay, you're out on the 1st. Okay, so like, and that's the idea I was going with because they just won't answer me. So I do assume that on the 1st we were out. If not this 1st, then July 1st we were out. So but I didn't know how much wiggle room we had. So it was like, find something as soon as possible because this is figuratively like destroying me. Because like I was saying, if you have like stress and anxiety and panic stuff, you know how hard it makes life.
We both know.
Yeah, but now imagine you have to create. It takes a certain mindset. It takes a certain rhythm to get into. And how many times did you ask me like, how have things been? How are things going? I was like, I tried to edit. I just couldn't. It wasn't for not wanting to. I loved edit. I could not concentrate. I would get like a little bit of work done, and I'd go back and watch it the next day, and it was awful. I like my stuff to have a rhythm to it. I know a lot of people don't see that in the work, but I like everything to have a rhythm and kind of a beat to it, from like the reactions to the silence to the reactions. I like it to flow, and it wasn't there. So the lack of creativity and the lack of content. Well, not there's still content. I've been like what I've put out has been me like forcing it out. It's been like pretty impossible to be creative, to be inspired. You know the editing process, how long it is, and people want the videos faster and more and more and more. And I wish I could give them to you, and I wish I didn't have to drag this out like I am right now. But real life comes first. Just real life was really freaking scary. It had been progressively more like intense. Like I can't describe the intensity, just of life just weighing down on you, and then it sticks its claws into you, and you're like, and you can't breathe. It's sitting on the floor, rocking back and forth with tears coming down my face, not crying, just like the panic, like what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And from everything, the timing, and what we were able to get and see, it was just there was something wrong every single time. And by like the sixth or seventh time I talked to you about it, I was like, this feels almost intentional. So either the universe is like, ha 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 ha, suffer, or it's saying this is not the right path. So when I thought that, I was like, okay, maybe we're not supposed to get a house right now. So maybe instead of doing that, we still do the goal of the house. We just do what we're doing now. Rent is much, much more than what we're paying now. I traded off like, oh my God, we're going to live stressed. Oh my God, how are we going to like, we don't get an oven or a fridge. So we need to get those things. I've never had to buy one before. So we have a place, but the future is still unknown. We don't have a move out date yet because everything right now relies on you transferring. And those wheels are in motion. We're just waiting to hear back, and then we go from there. But that could be another week, maybe more. So I wanted to update you on the situation with that. We do have a place to go. It is not here. So if you wanted to send us any P.O. Box stuff, don't. We'll be getting a new P.O. Box in the new place we're living because it is a bit of a drive from here. And apparently we have a screaming child that lives next door to us. But it's a house. It's a house. We'll see. I won't have to worry about asthma attacks and cigarette smoke and smell like a Macy's perfume counter exploded all over the house. So we roll with the punches. So I can't say what the future will be. Like we're either going to be moving in like 2 weeks or maybe 3 to 4 weeks. Like by July 1st, we're definitely not here anymore, I would think. But we don't know until we hear back on what they can okay the transfer date as. And then we have to either have time to finish packing, because I've been packing in the midst of all of the stuff. And in that respect, I've been filming vlogs. I'm horrible at vlogs. I'm awful at it. I respect the art form. I do. I think it's really cool. They're fun to watch. Just little updates as the packing and all the stuff's going on. So those will be coming in the future. It's hard to say I can get back into the editing mode because now I have to shift to more intensive packing and preparation. Historically, I've been the one that handles all the moving stuff, like utilities and just all like, and then the planning and all that stuff, which I'm totally fine with doing. It's not a big deal, but it's a lot of responsibility. So I have that now, in addition to communicating with the landlady and trying to get all these things resolved and figure stuff out and all of that. Like the brain is not calm. Well, for me, calm. My state of calm, my normal. My brain is not there yet. I could say if we knew that June 1st we were going to be gone and in a new place, I could be like, okay, well, I'm going to have like this out to you by then. And then June, I'm going to need a couple weeks to unpack, get things set up. And it's a whole process. So I hope that you'll stick by us in the process because we don't know when it's going to happen or how long it's going to take. I'm doing my best to plan ahead to have content for you in some way moving forward. Thus the vlogs, so I can maybe have that as supplemental content after we move. That's the plan. But in the immediacy, we have another mini-sode coming out tomorrow, much to a lot of people's chagrin. I'm sorry. And then I'm going to try and do what I can in the next week to work on the final episode of season 7B, Name of the Doctor. I have not touched it. I'm sorry. Usually by now I am in working on the full reaction for patrons. I've not touched it. I'm really, really sorry. My goal is to have the full reaction up for patrons this week, and then I have to work on the reaction and review, which is then like now go through it all and chop, and then do the whole. It's a lot. It's a lot. My editing process is pretty intensive, as my patrons can attest to, because I've actually had a behind the scenes video of me editing before, and that was just a small snippet, of what I was doing. So content is coming. There will not be a content drought. I'm working really hard to make sure that there's not. It's not gonna be the content you want as fast as you want it. I know there are some people that said get impatient. There's nothing I can do about that right now. I cannot force myself to work if my brain is not there locked in it, which it wasn't when I was freaking out about we have nowhere to live. Are you going to go live with your family? Am I going to live out of his car? Am I am I going to live in a hotel? Like that was legitimately like the last resort was go stay in a hotel. That's how serious it was. So that's okay. That part of my brain is freed up, but now I have the other, which I'd rather have this stress than that stress, obviously. So the future is known now, but we don't know the intervals that things are going to happen yet. And hopefully we know soon, because right now we're in limbo. This is going to be the last video recorded here. It will not be the last one you see because we have binged. I'm not telling you how far ahead we binged though, because some of y'all with the spoilers on She Said, He Said were a little ridiculous. I love y'all, I do, but it was getting a little irritating. Like, come on now. This is why I don't publicly announce where we are, because people always want to talk ahead every single time. So you'll be seeing videos from here probably for a while. Stuff I've watched by myself and the stuff we watched together. Like we have entire seasons of things that we've watched that have not seen the light of day yet, which I'm keeping under wraps as well, because people like to talk about stuff. So you'll be seeing tons of videos from this place, but eventually there'll be videos from the new place, whatever that transpires and becomes. I don't know. It's a big giant question mark right now, but at least the fear is gone. It's just now the preparation and the uncertainty of the immediate future. And thank you for being there when I was just like, ah! It was life sucks sometimes, y'all. I am doing my best. I assure you I am. I'm doing my best to make something happen. And of course, my patrons, thank you so much. Like, you want to talk about ride or dies? Like, oh my gosh, I have like so many awesome people on Patreon who are so supportive and just such good people. And I appreciate every single one of you. And there may be another update in the video in the future when we know for sure what's going on. Or maybe I'll just be like, hey, we're in the house now. But keep an eye out for Name of the Doctor coming out hopefully soon-ish. Well, I don't want to say it's not going to be long. I don't know how long all stuff's going to take, but it is coming. It is coming. I know a lot of you are waiting so patiently for it because it's people want to see this one, and I don't blame you. After that is Metal Ceremony. So definitely stay tuned for that. There's actually a separate video that I extracted from Metal Ceremony. It's going to be its own video for the first time ever. I am so excited to bring it to you. Like I want to talk about this with y'all so much. That's all. You may hear a lot more traffic in the new videos. I don't know. Is there anything you'd like to add to the situation or comment on? Or my brain, like, this is how like I am. It's just like, and try and squeeze in some kind of creative workflow, like just some kind of creative avenue that I can travel on to get some work done on Name of the Doctor. Until the next video or the next update, as always, thank you for watching. And we will see you in the next one, whenever that is, after Clarence and the Whisperman. So